Good morning from Detroit, Michigan. We have made it. Came down from Canada yesterday to explore the city here, make a second Urbex vlog on the channel, and this one's going to be very, very cool. We are exploring some of the abandoned buildings here in the city and capturing some amazing architecture photos, and that all starts right now. America! America! Fuck yeah! All right, let's go. All right, good morning and welcome to Detroit. This is going to be a very cool video. I've been looking forward to this for a couple weeks now, and what you've just seen is from about an hour and a half ago, the B-roll from this morning. That is the international headquarters of General Motors, the GM building, and with this fog and overcast conditions, it really turned out very cool. I think I got a couple of nice photos there. So the backstory behind this trip is because Nellie and I were coming home for Christmas to be with my parents live just across the border in Canada on the coast of Lake Huron. I thought to myself, you know, this is a good opportunity to do one trip down to Detroit because this is a relatively well-known destination for Urbex and for abandoned buildings and really incredible architecture. A lot of which I hope to share with you in this video. So this has been in the works for a while. I know two local photographers that live here, Tudor and Brian, who are joining me yesterday and today. And yesterday I arrived, I drove over the Blue Water Bridge and then took about another hour to get to Detroit and met up with Brian and Tudor, and we were able to scout out 3 locations that we're gonna highlight today, as well as then explore a few of the nicer buildings per se, the ones that are not derelict and abandoned, and take a couple snapshots of those as well, and get a good idea of what I want to highlight in this video. So we've got 3 incredible locations that we're going to check out and hopefully get some really nice photos. And yeah, this is Urbex in Detroit, Michigan, and you're along for the ride. Let's get started. Our first location is the Packard Auto Plant. This is an abandoned factory, which is quite big actually in the city. It's 3.5 million square feet, which is a huge area of abandoned sort of, you know, old steel works. And this shot right here with the car is possibly one of the best photos in the whole area. So luckily, you know, being here in Detroit with 2 locals, they know the area relatively well, and Tudor especially has done a lot of exploration in this specific Packard plant, and took us to what he thinks is one of the best photos right away. So that is a huge plus, and thank you, Tudor, if you're watching this video. And for you guys at home, let me know, what kind of vehicle do you think that is? If you think you've got an idea, throw it in the comments below. It is the perfect subject for these conditions. And personally, I really love the teal color of the bricks below and the wood door. And then you got this old insulation on the walls that's just falling apart, creating a really, really unique scene. I think Brian and I have the same idea here for a close-up of the car. Brian's shooting the R5, Brian Bakale, channel linked in the description below, and he is joining us in Georgia, which is going to be sick. So yeah, this is the composition. Check it out. We have made it to our next location. This is the Fisher plant number 21, and this is an old assembly line sort of plant. So you could see from the outside that you got this big white building, broken windows, lots of floors. So this assembly plant was actually done in levels, and the cars would come into each individual level and then go up these giant elevators, which are actually way back there, these big rectangular elevator shafts, and they would bring the cars to each level where they again then get serviced for whatever it was they're doing on that floor. And here with these amazing columns, you get these incredible reflections because it's been so wet the last couple of days. So that's an awesome photo here at the Fisher plant on the ground level. Now it's time to go up to almost the top where there's another couple of unique photos of the old assembly line. It's a misty morning up here in the Fisher plant. We're on the 7th floor, just under the ceiling or the roof, and it is very humid. I think that's why we're kind of living in a cloud. It's about 12 degrees Celsius. As you can see, I'm in a t-shirt, classic Canadian. Walking up those stairs gave me a good little warm up this morning. And here we've got a interesting setup for you guys. So that's the Canon EF 16 to 35 2.8, which I bought in 2014, almost 10 years old. And this is the Sony a7 IV, which I just bought like 2 weeks ago. And that's the MC11 adapter so that I can use my EF lenses on the a7 IV or Sony system in general. And the reason I've done that is because I'm trying to build out my Sony lenses. Right now I've got the 20mm that I'm shooting with right now, 100 to 400 and the 24 to 105. But this scene works really well at 16. I'm wide open with the focal length, but the aperture is f8. And the reason is I'm trying to get a nice balance between these highlights and the shadows. So I got a 5-shot bracket, and I'll probably be lazy and do an HDR blend in Lightroom and hopefully get a nice result, because this looks like the hero image here at the Fisher plant. This is an insane composition. It's really well rounded with the assembly line kind of pulling you through the photo, and just a really cool Urbex shot. So definitely another check off of the bucket list for Detroit, with already the car at the Packard plant, and then here with the assembly line at the Fisher plant. But boom, next one, why don't we go check out a church? Paradise City, baby, Paradise City. Take me down to the Paradise City. That's the Rolling Stones, right? fucking Canadians.
Don't know anything. Yep, like I told you, watch out for the crank.
I didn't actually hear what you said.
Great. All right.
This is Woodward Ave Presbyterian Church, and it is a stunner. Like, look at this view up there. These amazing sort of lantern old lights. They're absolutely huge. The woodwork here is really impressive. Like, the architecture and the design of this church is stunning. I think what they've done is used a lot of steel to kind of reinforce the general structure, and then built these beautiful like curved wooden frames for all the pews. And you've got that second floor above me here that you can see, and that kind of wraps around in like a wave shape and just creates some really nice opportunities for good photos. So we're gonna hang out here for about an hour and see if we can get some unique compositions of this amazing church. guys know I love a good staircase photo, and this one is next level. In the Presbyterian church here, we've got this beautiful stained glass, and this staircase is really decrepit, kind of falling apart. And I feel like even though it's a relatively small area, pushing the 16 to 35 back into this corner, I'm still able to get a nice wide angle composition on this staircase. And I even tried a 3-shot, 5-shot bracketed pano, which may or may not stitch together. I hope you're following with me, but if it doesn't, I do have a single 5-shot bracket shot too, which I think still will turn out really nice in post. And just the detail in this wood and the beautiful brown color is what it's all about. So yeah, really another awesome composition here in the Woodward Ave Presbyterian Church, Detroit, Michigan. I should mention quickly that I don't have an L bracket for this camera yet, which is why I'm doing sort of the side mount. Not a big fan of this. It's working for now, but I am looking forward to getting an L bracket because this is very annoying. I want to have the camera on top of the ball head. All right, it is time to say goodbye to the church. This has been our 3rd location here and another absolute stunner. As I was walking out, I'm like, I think I see another 2 potential compositions. I could spend a few hours here for sure. And I hope that you've enjoyed some of these scenes from the abandoned buildings here in Detroit. And I want to share a few photos from yesterday while we were scouting, because Tudor and I sort of walked around the downtown core of Detroit and took a few handheld snapshots of the modern architecture and the buildings that are sort of the complete opposite of stuff like this. So here are a few of those photos, and also be sure to check out Tudor's website. It's linked in the description below, and Brian's YouTube channel, because these 2 guys are talented photographers, and they will both be joining me in Georgia for the first ever hidden photo tours, where we're going to do stuff like this but in a totally different part of the world with other history and culture and landscapes. It's going to be an awesome trip. So from us here in the first video of the new year 2023, learning how to use the Sony a7 IV, and it's been a bit more of a learning curve than I thought, but I'm sure I will get used to it. And with subject matter like this, it makes it pretty easy. So it's been a fun video. I think we got some nice photos. And next up is Antarctica, going to the end of the world, the 7th continent for me, the bottom of the earth. It's going to be a really, really great trip, and you're coming along for the ride. So I will see you in the next video where we are off to Antarctica. All right, bye.